Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again. I know my schedule is pretty crazy, streaming on Sunday. Well, what are you gonna do? As you know, I've been busy, but fortunately, I found this little time to give you all a pretty good Sunday stream. Which will hopefully compensate for the lack of streaming this week. Sorry, really sorry about not being able to stream this week, but I was absolutely busy at work. But well, I believe next week we'll be able to go back to the usual schedule, and probably even more because, well, not next week, but the other one, October the 3rd, if everything goes correctly, I will have some new headphones, a new headset, and I'll be able to listen to the game properly. But well, and I will be free from my duties in real life. But enough of me, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the important thing here, which is Hellgate London, this underrated gem of the role-playing genre. It's an action role-playing game, and the combat system in this game was developed by the creator of the combat system in Diablo 1. So it's a pretty interesting game that we are going to analyze. This is day number 3 of analysis for this game. So let's get to it, shall we? Because I want to progress through the game, because since I've been unable to stream for a month, we need to continue, and we need to finish the game, right? So this is just day number 3 of analysis. So far, the game has a lot of classes, so it has a lot of replayability, a smooth combat system, pretty similar to an MMORPG, with it doesn't use tab targeting. It doesn't use a tab targeting combat system. Instead it uses the classic Skyrim more action-oriented combat system, as you can see here. But pretty much it follows all of the rules of an MMORPG. So think of it like this. It's the perfect middle ground between Skyrim and an MMORPG, basically. So, yeah. Just so you have a general idea. As for the rest, it has a pretty impressive physics system. This game has a pretty impressive physics system. I think it is due to the huge budget it had originally. Alright, we have to return to the British Museum that I was getting killed all over the place. If only I could remember. Yeah, last time we got this cool sniper rifle. It deals a lot of damage, but the rate of fire is not so good. And I'm beginning to wonder if I picked the right class, because I got killed several times by the end of the previous stream. Pretty pathetic, but well, it must have to do with me not mastering the game 100%. But well, the game has a lot of classes. I think this one deals the most damage, if I'm not mistaken, the sniper. But you can also be a kind of like a knight, or an invoker, or a lot of things. The game has a lot of classes. So, British Museum, Bloom's Fury, sorry. So first we go through here, and then we go to the British Museum. Yeah, I remember that the statue... we managed to kill the boss pretty much in one shot, but then the statues... But then the statues over there at the museum... Damn. The statues over there at the museum kind of like came to life, and they pretty much swarmed my position and they killed me. And they caught me off guard, basically. Hey, my inventory is full. Okay. I should then I should go back and sell some of those things. Sorry. Here you can see a physics system, pretty impressive. Well, that was not the best example, but you'll get the point. If this is the first time you are watching a gameplay of this game, you'll see soon enough. But well, as you can see, the game has a lot of British references. If you are into that, I certainly am. Love the culture over there. So that's a plus. And as for the rest, as you can see, pretty much the inventory, it even has the same shape as the one present in Diablo 1 and 2. No, well, only Diablo 2 in this case. Yeah, they picked this one from Diablo 2. Mm-hmm. 6 armor. No, I need to identify this, right? Yes. Why is it that I cannot equip that? Well, I don't know. Unidentified trident launcher. Yeah, I have some issues kind of like identifying what kind of armor is for my class and which kind of weapons are for my class. But okay, what you need, blah, blah, blah. Adrenaline pills, yeah. Why is it that I cannot identify this thing? Because of the level, requires character level 6. But I am level 7. No, that must be to wear it, but what do I need to identify it? What do I need to identify that best?
And they tip.
Destroy? No. Disassemble? Sell? No, I want to identify this. Why is it that I cannot do that? This one? Why? I certainly don't know.
Hello.
Why is it that I cannot identify this best? It would be pretty useful. Oh well. Polluted armor. Sorry, polluted ammo. Sorry. Adds 27 to poison attack strength. Okay. I wonder if I can equip that. Well, it's pretty much the only thing I can... No. This is crafting. No, forget it.
Goodbye.
Yeah, certainly I'm not an expert yet at this game. I will. I think that... What? No. What's this? Covent Garden Station. No. We need to go to Bloom's Fury. Here. Okay. Okay, we were able to, as I was saying, we were able to kill the boss easily. That's normal quality. I'm not grabbing that. We were able to kill the boss, but then I got swarmed. Hey. Okay. See how easy it is in this game to get flanked like that. Okay. Damn. My stance consumes a lot of mana. But, well, my regeneration rate is getting better. I just need to ensure I position myself properly. Okay. I believe the museum was this way. Well, there you can see the physics I promised some seconds ago. Awesome. So I'm basically a one-shot killer. With this build, but yeah, if they... No, what are you doing? No. No, 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 no. What? What the... Why am I doing that? No, 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 no. No, I meant to press Q. No, my bad. I thought I had changed that. Sorry. Clearly, I'm stupid. Now. Damn. There we go. Hey, where's the minimap? That's why I'm lost. What the... That thing... Rare zombie, plague. Okay, that was a boss. So the game... This is pretty interesting. So the game randomly... My inventory is full already? No, cannot be. It's just disorganized. There we go. This is pretty interesting. So I think this is the first time I revisit a zone kind of like this. And just like in Borderlands, this game respawns random bosses. Hey, my range is way too good. Where's the minimap? There we go. That's way too big. Much better. I know, but the whole place is covered, more or less. No. No, this is way too much. This is pretty good. So there you have it. The game respawns random bosses. So if what you're looking for is replayability, this game is certainly for you. And if you like the combat system in MMORPG games, but you don't like the tab targeting system, for example, the one present in World of Warcraft, you can go for this one. If you like kind of like offline MMORPG games, I certainly love them. I've said several times that I play World of Warcraft completely offline because I just love kind of like in a single player mode, and a lot of people do that. Because what the... Not again. Why is it that I press 3? So if you... A lot of people play MMORPG games just for the combat system. For example, as I've said, World of Warcraft, offline, kind of like as if it were a single player game. I certainly do it. Regenerating? What the? It's health! God damn it, just what I needed. Damn. My accuracy. God damn it. There we go. I just needed a crit. Awesome. Oh. Apparently it was a pretty powerful boss. Okay. Okay. We certainly don't need it. No. What's this? This is legendary quality. Legendary quality. What? No. Al Capone. Okay. Yes, disassemble. It's better than destroying. That's... Well, I don't use shields, but that's pretty high quality, so... Streaming field gun. Unidentified eruptor. Maybe I can manage to fit that shield. Yes, in my inventory. Let me do something. These go over here, right where I cannot press 3. At least until I get rid of that stupid habit of mine. Okay, so the game randomly respawns bosses, because I remember when I cleared these... No. When I cleared this this map last week, there weren't level 6 bosses in here. Were they? Maybe there was one, but I remember that it wasn't as tough as this one. So the game clearly randomly respawns those bosses. So that's perfect because it adds a lot of replayability, if you ask me. Covent Garden Station? No. We need to go to the British Museum and beat those statues that caught me off guard last week. So, you know, if you want a single player offline MMORPG game, I highly suggest Hellgate London. It's literally that. For example, there's another game, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which is much more popular nowadays after its remaster. Well, that one as well, it's kind of like an offline MMORPG game. So if you like Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, you'll probably like this one. If you like playing offline MMORPG games, kind of like in single player mode, a lot of people... I know a lot of people who do that, myself included. Running, for example, World of Warcraft, the Lich King version, offline, single player, just for the combat system. Well, this one if you don't like the tab targeting combat system in, let's say, World of Warcraft, or for example, I don't know, Lineage 2 is another one, another option. Well, this one is kind of like a middle ground, because it's much more similar to Skyrim regarding its combat system. You have a lot of classes as well, so you have plenty to choose from. Careful. Is it me or the monsters are much tougher today than last week in this very same map? I need to be careful not to get swarmed by them. There we go. For example, the Exiled Realm of Arborea, or Black Desert Online, or Skyrim. Well, all of those are similar to this one regarding the combat system. So if you like those, you'll probably like this one. Oh, sorry, Soul Fear Gaming. Sorry for not reading your message some minutes ago. This is a game I always wanted to play, but I never have. Sorry for not reading your message some minutes ago. It's that my screen is a bit it's separated from my monitor. Yes, it's a pretty interesting game. The combat system was developed by the creator of the combat system in Diablo 1, so it's pretty interesting. The game is available online. I don't. Yes, in Steam. Yeah, you can get it on Steam. Sorry. And it's pretty much, they were about to release several versions of this game. I mean, kind of like a sequel, and even kind of like with different cities. For example, Hellgate, Tokyo, and those things. Yeah. You could never play it. Well, it's similar to an MMORPG game, offline, if you like that. As I've been saying, kind of like Skyrim. Similar to, for example, the Exiled Realm of Arborea, to be precise, because of the crosshair and the combat system overall. It doesn't have, let's say, the best graphics for today's standards, but so far I've liked the combat system. Here, I can show you if you are interested in the game. Here you have the skill tree. It has the classic stats. Basically, you can see that it's pretty complex because the game was originally developed as an MMORPG game. Nowadays, it's completely offline. I don't know if there are any servers. I don't think so. But yeah, pretty much. Well, regarding the class, I'm using this sniper class, but you also have melee classes, kind of like summoners, similar to the necromancer in Diablo 2, kind of like doing a lot of summons and fighting with them instead of yourself so much. The physics system is pretty good. They clearly had a lot of money back in the day to do this physics system. It has a bit of recycling regarding the environment. As you can see, the levels will look the same at some point, but unless that's a problem, as for the rest, it's classic MMORPG. It has the classic MMORPG gameplay system, regardless of the class you pick. It doesn't have tab targeting, it's with the crosshair, as you can see. And, well, as for the rest, you have the elite mode that I'm showcasing with all of the side quests. It doesn't have a pretty elaborated storyline, but if what you like is the combat system and you like the combat system present in the MMORPGs I've been mentioning, you'll like it. Just for the combat system. The story is minimal. It has voiceover. It's not like World of Warcraft, for example, in which a lot of the NPC quest givers don't have voice. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Go kill the monsters in a certain area, complete the quest, get experience, and develop your character. It's basically the core gameplay of the game. It doesn't have a pretty elaborated story or anything like that. No. What I am realizing right now is that if you play on elite mode, though, it can be a challenge. Because when you re-enter, when you kind of like exit the game and enter again, and you get to the same zone you cleared, for example, yesterday, it gets exponentially hard. I don't know if it is because of the elite mode or because of the overall difficulty of the game, but it can turn the game into a pretty interesting single player mode, because it's not as easy as Skyrim with elite mode on. So I don't think it's because of the class I picked, because this one supposedly deals a lot of damage. So yes, if you play it, I would suggest on elite mode, because this way it will be kind of like a single player challenge. Besides, since the game servers are offline, you'll have to beat the elite mode on your own, so it gets even harder. Survive. Yes, that's what I tried to do last week. Here they come. I should have cleared the area first. Well, at least my analysis was very precise. On elite mode, you won't survive easily. Yeah, I think it's sad the online is gone. Certainly. I didn't play the game back in the day because it was released back in 2007, and kind of like World of Warcraft was huge at the time. I think now one pretty much discovered this gem, but I remember the kind of like the ads for the game, and it looked pretty good. And as you can see, it's pretty interesting experience in it. Kind of like a single player game. Damn. At least it's not like a dull MMORPG game in which it's way too easy. Yeah, I'll have to do several tries to beat this thing. Wait, but I'm level 8 and this thing is level 6. Please, no. Wait, just. That thing is impossible to kill. I'm 2 levels above that thing and it's impossible to kill. It killed me last week, and it's killing me now.
I don't expect.
I should have cleared the area before trying to kill that thing. Let's try again. Maybe consider that that boss is level 6 and I'm level 8. So you can see that playing it on elite mode is a challenge. It's not like, for example, Skyrim, or I don't know, as I've said, World of Warcraft on your own single player. No, it's pretty tough. So I'm loving that it's a good challenge, even though it was meant to be kind of like a grind fest MMORPG originally. No. On elite mode, it turns into a pretty good single player experience. Anyways, I think they don't respawn that fast. Maybe I forgot to clear that room. I don't know, yeah, they respawn. Ah, it's because of the boss. It's because of the boss. It forces you to farm until you have the experience required to beat that boss. Let's see. I cannot spend here. For 1 more second of invulnerability is pretty good, and well, my missile spread is not good. The rest will go to stamina because I'm dying way too fast. There we go. But anyways, wait. What was the damage increase here? Weapon accuracy, fire accuracy, range, missile velocity. What? But no, but the damage. I'm currently at plus 35% damage, extra damage, and I couldn't even touch that thing. Interesting. Maybe I can skip these guys here? Or less? Maybe it's the weapon. The rate of fire. Damn. There we go. No, I cannot skip those guys. Well, that portal was useful. Yeah, I pretty much need something with a much faster rate of fire.
You are an inspiration to, some guy
69. Yeah, but this is physical damage. I don't know if it will be useful against that thing. Against that statue emperor. I don't know why I'm unable to identify some of my new weapons. And identify the raptor. No. I need something with a much higher rate of fire. Maybe this. Well. This is not gonna save me. Rocket launcher. Well, I haven't tried this. Maybe I can use that.
You'll be back.
Because the problem is not my damage. The problem is that I'm squishy and I get surrounded. Okay, so this deals area of effect damage. Okay. Okay. So this is useful kind of like for mobs of enemies. Okay. So I should use these to clear the area, and then try to focus on that emperor statue. However, by the way, the game has melee classes. It has kind of like a lot of gameplay mechanics which are totally different to this one. Kind of like I picked this class because of the overall damage, but for example, you have the knight, which I'm sure is much more sturdy than this one, but doesn't deal damage. You have the summoner, as I've said, kind of like the necromancer. At least the game has a lot of weapon variety. Enemy variety, for example, I fought some, not now because I'm trying to clear this museum, but when I went to the surface last week during the previous stream, I fought some shriekers, which are kind of like some flying creatures, which were also pretty nasty, or some kind of like some demons which would leap right at me. There we go. And also some snipers, some demon snipers. Well, at least the weapon variety is pretty awesome. There we go. Excellent. Maybe this weapon is the solution I've been looking for. The problem is, yeah, that's the problem. I can only equip this one. If I could kind of like switch from one weapon to another. Okay. I wonder if I can mod this one now that I've verified that it's not a bad weapon. What do we have in here? It accepts 3 mods. Why is it that I cannot identify these things? Ignite attack strength. No, but I need it. It uses a different beast. I wonder if that thing is a beast or a demon. Fire field. Fire now when kills an enemy. What? Ah, right. I've already used the mod on that weapon. Unidentified ammo, unidentified rocket. I don't know why I'm unable to identify these mods. Yeah, definitely. I need to use this to clear mobs of enemies. If only I could switch weapons kind of like on the go. Like this? No, but it's two-handed. No, but I don't want to change them. I just want to assign them, kind of like here and here. No, but it's the same. Yeah. So I need to change them manually. Oh. Well, at least I learned the difference between a single target weapon and this one, which is used to kill groups of enemies. Great. Okay. Yeah, also I'm at a disadvantage here because I don't have much room to maneuver. Yeah, there's the British Museum. That thing is right there waiting for me. Okay. Yeah, it resets. Yeah. In this case, it resets. The game is pretty intelligent because or no, wait, I think there it is. Damn. What to do? It's right there waiting for me. It has a, damn, it has a buff. Emperor Gold Car. Yeah, but look at that. The health. There we go. It lost the buff. Oops. There we go. I think it's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. Working. No. What happened? I cannot run while being invisible. I think. No. Run. Yeah. There's nothing I can do against that beast. If only I...
Next.
If only I could buy those med packs. Where...
You're just going to undo all the good work I've done, aren't you?
Nano Forge? No. No. I don't know why. This game has so many mods. Let's see. Miscellaneous. Here. Health injector. There we go. So stupid. There we go. Right what I needed. See, that's why games back in the day had those thick... What, I have 7 or 18? I know, sell price. Okay. Hey, the icon is animated. There we go. Provides a temporary boost to personal shields. Awesome. I need that. One basic power pack. I need that. Okay.
Yes, yes.
That should be enough. Alright. Yeah, but they respawned. Well, doesn't matter. How about now? Did they respawn? No, they didn't respawn. Yes, they didn't respawn. Now's our chance. Some of them respawn, some don't. I don't get it. But my tactic wasn't that bad. I just needed the health injectors. And besides, I have that shield boost this time. Right. Pretty much my problem was that I had no idea how to buy those health injectors. Okay. There we go. I'm grabbing that. Alright. Alright. Damn. That thing destroyed my shield in one blow. Cannot believe it. Where's the boost? Alright, because it had that stupid buff, I should have waited. Damn, there's the buff. Run! Run! I cannot let that thing touch me while it has that boost. What? Its shield gets recharged? You have to be kidding me. What? Damn. Damn. No. Let me change my weapon. We'll need much more damage to bring that thing down. Let me think. Let me think. Damn. Yes, I cannot deal damage to that thing well. Stupid shield. What? Damn, it's immune to damage. You just saw it. Come on. We can do it. Or not. So cheesy, but it's pretty much the only way. Or maybe I picked a terrible class. But I'm not gonna reroll at this point. No, I think no class could even get close to beating that monster. God damn it. Damn, they respawn. You have to be kidding me. But you didn't recover your health. Let's see. I think not even with this cheesy tactic I'll be able to beat that thing. Let's wait for my shield to reload. That thing is so... What am I doing wrong here? None of my abilities can beat that thing. Come on. What the? It's not suffering any damage. Damn. This thing is immune to my damage. I cannot believe it. This thing is immune to my damage. For oh damn. Why is it that it... Where's that thing? Well, this is clearly elite mode. Let's wait. Wait. Damn. And there it goes. At least this is clearly elite mode. It destroys my shield in one blow. Damn. No, clearly I'm doing something wrong. But none of my abilities even come close to dealing damage to that thing. And on top of that, it gets that immunity, that pesky immunity. Well, I'll need more. Maybe I can try kind of like dealing, I don't know, damage over time. Or I don't know, well, I can buy a lot of these. But yeah, well, at least I'm happy that even though the game is an MMORPG, if you play it on Elite mode, it has that exceptional difficulty. And I don't think it's my class. Definitely, I don't think it's my class because it's the one which deals most damage out of all of them. No, it has to do with the weapon. Well, whatever. Let's see. We'll need that for now. Just to be sure. Just to be sure, we'll buy even more. Yeah, it's like Borderlands. I don't know if you played that. The final boss, the real final boss of Borderlands, Cromerax. Well, this is just like Cromerax, the unbeatable in Borderlands. But the thing that worries me is that this is just that this guy is just level 6 and I'm level 8. Pretty uncommon for an MMORPG, that's for sure. Keep upgrading your weapons. Did they respawn? Yeah, they respawn. They respawned. But during the previous levels, monsters didn't respawn at all. I think the game is pretty cleverly designed because this is also a pretty nice feature. The legs keep chasing you even after the zombie died. Well, technically it didn't die, but you get the point. Interesting. Damn. So the fire cancels the invisibility. Yeah. I can live with that. Spectral ammo. There's something I'm missing. There's something I'm not doing right. Because I know it's elite mode and all, but that Emperor cannot be that terrible. Cannot be that tough. It's way too much. Go. I love how they surround you. Kind of like they know that my class is so squishy that if they surround me, I cannot use my high DPS advantage. The game is certainly cleverly designed. Well, the problem with this class is that you need to root in place in order to deal this insane amount of damage. I am sure I need to find a way to compensate for the lack of survivability. Eruptor requires summoner. Ah no, this is not for my class. See? This is for the summoner, for example. This is for the evoker or the summoner, for those classes. And look at the damage, 48. And my sniper rifle is at 78. It's at 78. Yeah, granted. This one is kind of like... This one has 5 mods out of 8. but let me try something. It's been a while since I've used my automatic rifle, my Vanquisher. What I cannot mod I cannot mod that. What? Well, whatever. Let's see if with this one. Let's see if this one gets the perfect balance between damage and rate of fire. Because I need to do something, because otherwise, if I cannot beat this guy at level 8, I'm not beating the rest of the game. So I need to improve or die. I mean, after all, this is elite mode. Oh no. There we go, there we go, there we go. Power. Well, that... yeah, good performance. Yeah, definitely this is a legendary weapon. I have one more mod, but for some reason... I should have used my mods on this one. Fiery ammo adds 7% fire damage. Well, okay. There we go. Okay. 7%, an extra 7% fire damage. 74. That's dangerously close to 78. Okay. Let's just hope the Emperor is not resistant to physical damage. Let's just hope that, but as for the rest... Alright, I believe we are performing better. I believe we are performing better. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. We need to step up our game. Yeah, when they surround me. Thunderstruck. What? See, it's just like playing Diablo, but kind of like in third person. In fact, I'm beginning to think it's much more similar to Diablo than World of Warcraft. Because of how it randomly spawns those bosses. Well, let's see. Let's see. We have 39 health injectors, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if with 39 health injectors we can do it. If this doesn't work, I'll have to jump to, I don't know, 120, something like that. And there it is, our friend Emperor Golkar. Come on, I need to wait for that immunity to wear off. Also, the another thing is that I don't have a lot of room to kind of like escape. What? Come on. Just keep shooting. Keep shooting. We can do it. Keep shooting. Don't stop. We can do it. It has already been weakened by all of our previous deaths. Oh my god. Damn, it's blocking. No, it's blocking my way. No. God damn it, no, I can't. No, no, no. Run, run. Nice try. That was not what I intended. Where's that beast? Awesome. Stay right there. We almost got him. Alright. No. Come on. Come on. Finally. Speak with this age. Alright, so I went through a portal. I think I'm sticking with my automatic rifle. I cannot believe it. Damn. I better learn how to improve at this game. Well, how much time did it take me? An hour. Like that. I better improve, ladies and gentlemen, because otherwise this will be terribly tough. Listen long. Stars fell and I wept. The void returned and I wept. Midnight spread and I wept. I wept and wept and waited. Boundless is creation, and so I am doomed to weep evermore. Now unbidden, this wisdom I will impart, for I am the sage, a woman whose heart will weep no more. I am truth. Will you learn? Yes, what will you teach me?
Even if we do it, what will become of us? Only time and I will tell.
Oh. Very interesting presentation. It's much more polished than most MMORPG games. Worlds great and small have ended before me. They are beyond count, yet I remember all. For each star I have bled and do bleed still. My tears are tomes, great oceans to remember the burned peoples of lands fear and near. And yet I am but one of many forgotten in places bereft of light. Now remembered. And so this gift I give freely. There are others, they wait to speak. Seek them and you shall learn, for I am the sage and my gift is knowledge. Woe to the dark, for knowledge is light, and light shines still.
To uncover nonsense is frustrating. To
I hope
know,
this doesn't have
to
copyright.
feel importance without real understanding, that is maddening.
Because the intro
and yet
had.
It was precisely then, amid so much frustrated bewilderment, that man first heard the fabled and near incomprehensible voice of truth.
Even if we do win, what will become of us? Only time.
Hey, look
and
at
I
those
will tell.
vertex explosions. I forgot about that. Those ones. Yeah, those are vertex explosions. Here, you can see. They forgot about those or what? because the release of this game was a bit rushed, if I remember correctly. Yeah, those are vertex explosions. Let me return, please. I want to loot the rest of the gear. So you just saw how much time it took me to beat that boss, and technically I picked the class which deals the most DPS. And this is what the second zone. The second zone. So far this is the third boss, and this is the second zone, just level 6. Ignore the fact that I'm level 8, but the zone is level 6. So we can clearly see that elite mode is a challenge. And I don't think it's because of the class. I don't think it's because of how squishy my class may be. That was absolutely insane. You get swarmed by enemies kind of like out of nowhere because, well, I have a lot of I better grab that gear before it disappears. Let's see. This is... no, that's not gonna save me. Maybe the problem is that I haven't invested a lot of points on strength, and maybe my armor is outdated, because this one is... there's a huge difference here. But anyways, I don't think it would have saved me. That thing destroyed my shield in one blow. So I don't think any class would have survived an attack from that beast. I mean, it destroyed my shield in one blow. Imagine I picked the tank, the knight. What it would have been? What? 2 blows instead of 1. It would have made no difference. So basically, I want to grab those boots. Let's see. Evoker Summoner. Well, let's disassemble this. Yeah, I'm under the impression this game, unidentified Kabbalistic Prism. What's that? Can I use that? That's the question. Or is it for the... let's disassemble this. Anyways, it's for the Evoker. It's for another class. Let's see, maybe. Evoker Summoner. Well, whatever. Before we go over there, let's... no, I think I cleared this map last time. No. I cleared this map. Let's go back and proceed with the story. Here we go. Recall portal to Covent Garden Station. So basically that was the third boss of the game, and it definitely kicked my ass several times. So here you just had a taste of what elite mode is. So yeah, a moment please. I need to recap. You're alive, but Fox's device was a bomb. Indeed, it created a portal. This was during the previous stream. It created a portal, and we fought a boss. Pretty similar to Doom, kind of like when you travel to the demon world. Well, exactly like that. We beat the second boss in one blow. I killed that one in one blow. Then I survived the portal. I returned to the museum, and the objective was just like you saw. Survive. And I got attacked by this animal and killed several times and for a whole hour today. So that's the recap. It was a bomb, indeed. The museum rift is gone and many demons are dead. You've also met something called a sage. Some kind of truth, was it? Okay. I have no idea what to do. This wasn't in the job description. Give me some space. I need time to work through your logs and all of this. Take your time. End of Act 1. Congratulations. Yes. Well, conclude. initial conclusions while we do some side quests after beating this beast. In a row, found them. Found them. The engineer demon runs. Ah, yeah, I remember this quest. Have been located. All that's left is their annihilation. This mess is entirely my fault, Eraser. I led the original experimentation effort, even though Lan strongly advised against it. But answering to my foolishness then would have served as an admittance of guilt, and to admit is to expose. Once exposed, my future would have rested on either side of the coin, abundance through the air, blah 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 blah. Should it have landed in tails, I'd have been useless in Lan's eyes. He can be most unforgiving. Please find these 7 imp snipers, alright, in St. Martin's, and annihilate them in Eraser, okay? Help me right my wrong, grant me another chance to serve before I... Oh, okay, perhaps later. Okay.
Yes,
Will help.
always a pleasure.
Conclusions. Conclusions.
Like 9 directions.
The...
So wrong it is. They need doctors.
Yes, this guy is drunk, in case you didn't know. If you've been watching the previous streams, you know about this guy. Basically, well, you can read it. You can read the descriptions in the meantime, but basically, conclusion for the analysis. The combat system and the overall enemy spawns in this game are much more similar to Diablo than World of Warcraft, than any MMORPG game. It's much more similar to Diablo, if you ask me. You get attacked by hordes and hordes of enemies.
Right here.
Alright, what was this? I had to pick an item. My bad. You get attacked by hordes upon hordes of enemies. So... as I've said, they clearly blurred the line between MMORPG and isometric action RPG. Clearly. Because the spawn system is pretty much the same as Diablo. Kind of like on Nightmare difficulty in this case, because we're playing Elite mode. But it's much more similar to Diablo than as I've said, as any MMORPG. Okay. So, knowing that, I need to be careful and I need to create a pretty OP build to survive this. Because even though this time we survived, because I could kind of like re-enter the portal and kind of like use a cheesy tactic, we may not be able to do that in the future. We may not be able to do that in the future at all. So I better improve. Trident launcher, 60 fire splash, fire field, medpack retrofit, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. We need to sell. This is legendary quality. Why is it that I cannot identify the new items? Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the one identifying, it's the vendor. Maybe I need to wait until I get to the next city, let's say. Okay. Give me a second and we'll continue. Give me just 1 second. There we go, sorry. I had to ensure you could look at my pretty face. No, joking. It was just that you would have looked at a
Yes.
a black screen for the rest of the day. I clean up nice, yeah? Sure, they are the same ratty clothes on my back, but at least I scrubbed the demon champ smell off. Oh. Really, you pulling that last op out of the gutter bought me enough time to order my affairs. Well, most of them anyway. I still have this one little thing to do. If you like the reward last time out and are willing to help again, this payday will be even bigger. Promise. Lance says there are 3 proto-detectors scattered about. Maybe in St. Martin's? Anyway, I'm to find and then work these 3 proto-detectors. Had something to do with Fox Gadget. It all sounded quite complicated. I'm sure if you find them and just, I don't know, fiddle with them or something, it's all bound to work out right. Keep your eyes open when you're traveling, hey? And I get a reward? No, it's just a quest. So, St. Martin's, everything is over there.
It goes in like
Well, we're not reading this again. Just possessed pickle
Alright,
jar.
here it is.
Just take this possessed pickle jar and use it on 4 sources of all evil, okay? That'll get me some beauty balancing evil. Yeah, this guy is drunk and he wants us to make his wine. Pretty standard MMORPG side quest. At least they got a nice humor going on. Still level 8. I should have spent more on strength, maybe. Because of the ability to wear heavier armor. Well, main story.
Your apathy is intolerable.
The main story quest. I have been recalled to Templar Base by the High Lord Maxim. I am to report on recent activities. Loath as I am to admit it, I have little idea on how to proceed here anyway. Frankly, the truth of this truth eludes me. Worry not, Eraser. I guarantee your experience will be clearly related to the High Lord. Your experience and your quality. While I do that, you must pursue a different lead. Seek an audience with Lord Orphan at Charing Cross Station. He may be an ancient bookworm, but if any of our order will know the meaning of the sage's words, it's him. I sincerely hope to see you again, if duty permits. You have done well here, Eraser. I can offer no greater praise, for service is life. Godspeed. Awesome. Hey, we got even more missions here. Well, interesting. Take cues from people you know. I do. Would you like me to hand them to you? Pardon land, oh, there is a fellow, whoa, the boss, who must execute all plans, but we can help him aid the zealot to save the man. He's all in a puff, but then life is quite tough. I could ease it, I suppose. I just need a good man and the lay of certain lands. Explore Leicester Square, won't you please? It would surely help tremendously. Knowledge of the sorrow. Alright, we just need to explore Leicester Square. I think we've already done that. I don't trust you, Eraser. Oh. But I could. It's a word, you see. To deny, relinquish responsibility. Degradation is diminishment. Degrade and diminish. Better, you can trust a place where the things. See, I'm not paranoid. I'm more rational than well anyone else. Great work. It's my land. Great work getting on that one. I could persuade you. Blah, blah, blah. Simple action. Yeah. Specifically promoted. Fall. Blah, 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 blah. Awesome. Travel to Leicester Square. Alright. So, basically, alright, the third map, I believe. No, well, actually this was the first act, so this was just the first map, let's say. Leicester Square, St. Martin's, Charing Cross Approach, Charing Cross Station. Alright, we need to get to Charing Cross Station, but first we need to clear all of these missions at Leicester Square. Orphanage page, yeah, okay. Alright. Where's Leicester Square? Let's see. Covent Garden Station. Covent Garden Market. No. Leicester Square. Leicester Square. Where's that? There it is. There you can see it. Wait, what? There's one more exclamation mark. What? Here, wanted. Wanted, thanks not. We will also grab this one then, just in case. That's in Covent Garden steam tunnels. Okay, so and there's Leicester Square. All right. So first we'll clear this one. We are doing 100% completion, and that includes these missions. I know, but I think this is a daily mission. Well, whatever. We are doing it. We need the experience and everything, because I need to work on my rotation and everything, because we got slaughtered by that demon. Where are you? Fang Sworn or whatever you may be. Snipers. There you are. See, they are always right here at the entrance. See, even yes, it's exactly like Diablo 2 and Diablo 1. I thought initially that since this game was released back in 2007, it would be just like World of Warcraft, because I mean World of Warcraft influenced a lot of, if not all, MMORPG games from this period of time, released in this period of time. But no, the spawn system is clearly much more similar to Diablo. Destroy this. I think we picked Fang's Nord Ear, Poisonous Relic. Well, that was fast. See, that's time good spent, because now, since this is a daily mission and I beat a boss, I will get a lot of XP. Besides, look at that. How do I turn in that thing? Speak with Brandon. Okay. We're going for 100% completion anyways.
Best not let us down.
Hello, Siona. A pleasure to have you here. I doubt it would have been as big as WoW, but I saw huge popularity before the VIP flop. No. It would have never been as big as WoW. No. That's out of the question. No. What I've been analyzing is that I thought that they would base the combat and the gameplay system around what WoW had created. I mean, kind of like exactly like WoW regarding the gameplay system. No, it would never be as huge as WoW, and it certainly wasn't back in 2007. No, I thought that the spawn system would be exactly like WoW, and it is not. It is not. It's much more similar to Diablo, because you get overwhelmed by a lot of enemies, especially when you fight bosses, and the spawn system of the enemies is much more similar to Diablo. No, that was what I was saying. No, certainly it would have never been as huge as World of Warcraft. No. But in fact, the spawn system, it's just like Diablo. It's not like an MMORPG. No, but it had a huge budget, That's true. It had a huge budget behind it. It had some famous developers at the time. The ones responsible for the combat system in Diablo 1. But no, certainly never as huge as WoW. No. I was saying that the spawn system could have been influenced by World of Warcraft, but it wasn't. No. They clearly based the spawn system on Diablo. Not only because of the amount of enemies, but because of the mechanics. For example, I don't know if you saw it some minutes ago that I was hunting that boss. Thinking of trying the multiplayer mod. It has a multiplayer mod. No, I didn't know about that, honestly. No, I was first analyzing it, but do you happen to remember the name of that mod? Maybe not for the analysis I'm doing here on stream, but for me personally. It has a multiplayer mod. Interesting. So the online is still alive. I mean, not the official servers, of course, but through a mod, the multiplayer is still alive. Wow. Could try that. Yes. Yes. Oh yes, very much alive. Oh whoa, those are incredible news you just brought to me. The multiplayer for this game is still alive from 2007, and of course by the community, not the official servers. We took the 2007 game, they're all multiplayer patches, and reverse engineered them to work again. Oh, incredible. And you did it, or, well, part of your... I assume it's a community-driven development team. Generally, in these cases. No, I didn't know about that. Thank you, Sayona, because I didn't know about that. The game is still alive, the online, because your team reverse engineered it. Incredible. Yeah, it's the same case. It happened to some other games. For example, Age of Empires Online. Out of the top of my head, I can't remember. Age of Empires Online. The same case than the one you are describing that your team worked on. In this case, Orcs Must Die Unchained. Oh yeah, we fixed a lot of the bugs left over from the original release, balanced the classes, added new weapons, and even making some of our content now like quests and mechanics. Well, no, I need to try your mod. I need to try your mod. Maybe once I finish the game kind of like vanilla, I will try your mod, kind of like an extra chapter. What's the name of your mod, Sayona, if I may ask, because I'm pretty interested to showcase it. And even making some content like question mechanic. All right. London 2038. Links up there. Yeah, but I think Twitch stopped the link. Sorry. Sorry, yeah, it stopped the link, but it prevents people from posting links. It's because I got swarmed by bots. Yeah. Don't worry. It's because some months ago bots were kind of like attacking small channels, and I had to remove them because otherwise they would swarm the chat and well, it was a nuisance. But it's London 2038. Alright. Or 2038.com. Alright. I will and it has kind of like online multiplayer. I assume it's only on PC. That's for sure. The game was only released on PC. But just so people know, the game was not released on consoles. It has a mod. The community is alive. Sayona. This is not the first time it happens to me that the creator of some mod for the community drops by and tells me, no, the game that you are showcasing is alive. It's certainly not the first time. It's alive, and it has had some impressive bug fixes. They are generally bug fixes, but sometimes I stalk streamers and preach the good word. No, you are not the only one. I assure you, you are not the only one, Sayona. It has happened to me with other games because I analyze these old school games, and for example, they tell me, no, the game is not dead, or even the genre is not dead. And they would tell me, no, here, this is the mod, exactly like you just did some seconds ago. This is the mod, and you need to try it, and you'll see that the game is not dead. yes, exactly like you just did. It's not a coincidence. Because for some reason, people tend to, I don't know why, but they tend to forget about this period of time. Kind of like the early 2000s, before Steam was huge. They tend to forget about these games because consoles were much more prominent, because PCs were they were much more difficult to buy. At least all of the people I've known, they began they were playing consoles back in 2007, and there were very few of us who would remember these games. No, I'm trying it for the first time, but I'll certainly try it. So, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, for anyone who may be watching this as a YouTube VOD, because I know that some of you watch all of my streams as YouTube VODs, the mod is london2038.com. The online is still alive. I know that at the beginning of the VOD of the series I said that the online wasn't working anymore. I was wrong. Fortunately, there was someone to correct me. There's a mod on PC that you can get, which is London 2038 at london2038.com, and there the community is alive, according to what Sayona is saying, and they've corrected bugs from the original release. They balanced the classes and added new weapons and quests and gameplay mechanics. That would be it. Correct? Important thing though, the mod can't work with the Steam version. The original 2007 game is needed. Okay, so if you are going to try the mod, don't get the Steam version, sadly. You need the kind of like the origin. I think my copy is original, so it should work. I mean, it's not the disc version. Use the sedative. That thing killed me in 2 blows. Elite mode is certainly a challenge. So, don't get the Steam version if you want to try the mod. There are several ways. Don't get the Steam version in general. So, the Steam version has some problems. This is not the Steam version. Because I read that kind of like they never updated it or something like that. I'm sure I could be wrong, but it had a lot of problems. It had a lot of negative reviews, so I didn't get it. But I never understood why. I just said, well, a lot of people are saying this version is broken. I'm not getting that. But why is it? The Steam version, if Hellgate Global, of Hellgate Global maybe, or if Hellgate Global just is Hellgate Global, okay, just offline. It has more content than vanilla, but it is downright broken. The Steam version is Hellgate Global. And what's the difference? Sorry to ask so many questions about this, but clearly you are an expert at this game, much more than me, and I always appreciate it. For example, when you all guys saw when we interviewed the developer of Dungeons and Dragons Dragon Shard. I love asking all of these things. What's the difference between the Hellgate Global version and the Hellgate London version? Kind of like the normal version, Sayona. This is offline, but I didn't get it on Steam because I read all of those reviews. I didn't understand why, but what's the difference exactly? It has more content, but it is downright broken. Yes, I get that. But Hellgate Global and Hellgate London, is there a difference? Are they two different games? Or they are the same? They have to be the same. Just version differences. Alright, so Sayona is explaining it to us. So, Vanilla, I assume Hellgate London, is a 2007 release. Yes, that's the one I've been kind of like thinking I was showcasing. Hellgate Global came out in 2014. 2014 as an official release. And it had completely new content called Hellgate Tokyo. Basically Japan maps. No, wait, but Hellgate Tokyo, because I've been saying this for 3 days. Sorry, I forgot to continue playing. I always get so hyped when someone from the community comes and explains all of these details from all of these forgotten gems that didn't get enough praise. So, Hellgate Tokyo was released in 2014. So, ladies and gentlemen, I said during the first stream that it was never released. So I was wrong. It was released, and it basically was Japan maps. It wasn't a new game, as I said. I was wrong. So, it wasn't kind of like just Japan maps, and it survived for 2 years. Hellgate Tokyo. And it got shut down in 2016. Okay. Alright, so 2 years. From 2014 to 2016. So, Hellgate Tokyo was a thing, and it was released. It survived for 2 years. And tell me, in this mod that you and the rest of the community, I assume, developed, does it include the maps from Hellgate Tokyo, or just the ones from Hellgate London? Because you said that you included new content, and it's a pretty usual practice to generally incorporate, to add the maps from these versions and these kind of cases. And then in 2018, they just repacked the Hellgate global files and re-released them as the Steam version. So the Steam version includes the maps of the Hellgate Tokyo update or expansion, because they are just maps. Yes, indeed. Okay, it's just like I thought. So, the Steam version has all of those maps, but it's incompatible. It's not compatible with your mod. Interesting. So it has the content from Hellgate Tokyo, but it doesn't work with your mod. Okay. Yeah, truly, I don't know if my version is completely offline. That's for sure, and I'm not sure if it's the Steam version, because when I read all of those reviews, I said no, I'm not getting this. This is totally broken. The game is still under active license from Hanbitsoft and T3, so we can't add Tokyo content for legal reasons. Okay. So the only difference between the Steam version, which yeah, I can confirm it, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who may be watching this, as small as my channel may be, know that I can confirm that over at Steam, you can check it yourself. It's absolutely broken. We are only doing a mod for the old single-player game. Okay. So, and your mod, is it compatible with offline mode, or is it online only? I assume it has compatibility with offline mode. I'm sure, because it's for the old single player game, you're saying. Yeah. It should work offline. I will certainly... By the way, thanks Sayona for being here and bring all of this knowledge, which is usually lost in time. In the case of these games, I've commented on a lot of them. For example, Avencast Rise of the Mage. I've analyzed that game, and while it didn't have any mods, the game was incredible, and it was also a forgotten gem, that's for sure. There it is. The Steam version is playable, don't get me wrong, but it's designed as a full-on MMO. Playing that offline just feels weird. Plus, it has some brand new bugs which they never fixed. Even though they updated it, probably. They usually leave those. It is also how Global died in 2016. They just stopped working on it. Okay. So the Steam version, yeah, it must be the one I'm playing right now, because some minutes ago I spent a whole hour trying to kill a boss, which was level 6, and I'm level 8, as you can see, and I couldn't kill it. It was this Emperor Gorkal or something like that, the statue, at the end of the first act. And yes, definitely. Yes, it feels like an MMORPG, 100%. But well, I've reverse engineered a lot of MMORPG games and played them kind of like single player. For example, World of Warcraft, The Exiled Realm of Arborea, Ion, the Tower of Eternity. Because World of Warcraft, remember, ladies and gentlemen, that it didn't have a classic version up until recently. And you couldn't play exactly Wrath of the Lich King up until recently. So, for what? 15 years, you couldn't play Wrath of the Lich King. And at the end of Wrath of the Lich King, as you all know, the map... No, it was with the Cataclysm expansion, the map changed 100%. So you couldn't play the previous map, the original World of Warcraft map, up until recently. So I reverse engineered a lot of those games, and I played them single player, Sayona. And yes, this one, what I've discovered, which is incredible about this game, is that the spawn system and how you get attacked by mobs of enemies is much more similar to Diablo, as I was saying at the beginning when you entered the stream. It's much more similar to Diablo. You get overwhelmed pretty easily, especially when fighting bosses. So, I will certainly try your mod if I can beat this. if first I'll try to beat this one kind of like vanilla with the on elite mode, kind of like a personal challenge. You probably know if that's possible or impossible by now, because as you said, it's kind of like a full-on MMO. But yes, it feels weird. It feels weird, but I love trying these weird things. So first I'll play it vanilla, and then if I survive on elite mode with all of the side quests, I will reroll my class with your mod, right? So it'll be a pretty interesting case. Once I finish the analysis for the vanilla version, it'll be pretty interesting. It'll be pretty interesting. I remember, for example, the Synergies mod for Torchlight, for example, just as a random example. That mod revived Torchlight 2, 100%. It made it better. Where's that sedative that I need to use? I'm looking for it. As you can see, I'm still a newbie at the game. I need to improve. Where's that sedative? I don't know, maybe I need to kill that thing first. No. Maybe we can. Where is it? It's pretty much over here. Use this sedative. It says use this sedative, but I don't think it's that guy I had to use this sedative on. Ah, yeah, there, control. Could it be control? There. There it is. Lord Milman. Speed. Find Lord Milman. Use this sedative. How do I use this sedative? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you balanced the game. No. Sounds good. There's also a link to our Discord on the website, so you don't lose track of us. No. I will Google it and download it, and I will showcase the mod with all of the differences once I finish the analysis for kind of like the vanilla version. But absolute huge thanks for dropping by my stream and of course telling us about your mod, because I'm sure it will. I'm pretty sure it improved everything about the game with all of the things that you've explained. So I'll surely showcase it once I finish with the analysis for the vanilla version, because I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will make the game a lot better, because usually these mods developed by the community, they include a lot of improvements. For example, like an Morrowind, literally, it has to be played on PC nowadays. In case any who may be watching this as a YouTube bot, for example, Morrowind you have to play it on PC because it added a new continent by now. Because the original Morrowind had the whole island, and then they had to reduce that original island to what we got on release. And I'm sure this is the same. These cases I've seen a lot. For example, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 with the restored content mod. Well, same story. Morrowind, as I've said, they added a new continent. The Synergies mod for Torchlight 2.
No refunds.
the Advent Rising mod that I showcased last year. It's literally better than the Xbox Series version. The community patch for Advent Rising. And then, of course, what was it? There was one case, I remember. There was one case which also added a lot. It was a fairly known game. Similar to those. I cannot remember that the mod also there it is. Yeah, pretty much Alien Swarm. It's a pretty obscure twin stick shooter. That's why I got a hard time remembering it. Alien Swarm. It was literally that game was literally, or basically, useless. I think you can bind the sedative to your hotbar and use it on Mealmite when it tells you to. I appreciate your help because I'm still a newbie, but I cannot find this. I think it appears right here, but I cannot see it here. I cannot see it in my inventory. It's the first time I get stuck with something like this. I'm so used to just enter, kill everything, and that's it. Yeah, I don't think you have it. But I didn't drop. But it appears. There it is, control. It appears kind of like randomly. When I walk. Control. Well, I'll just press control when that boss appears. No, but it's true what you said. I just spent some minutes ago. Oh, that's the adrenaline pill for speed. Yeah. No, I bet you must be an expert in this game, but I'm still pretty newbie. I'm a newbie at it. I'm still pretty new to it. I spent a whole hour at the beginning of this stream trying to beat the boss of the first act, kind of like the Emperor statue. Well, I had to spend a whole hour just to kill it. And that thing was level 6 and I'm level 8, so definitely this is kind of like a personal challenge. But yes, I'm sure the learning curve for for this game, it's a bit higher than your average MMORPG game. Now let's see if I can use control on that thing. This is the first mission which tells me not to kill a bunch of things, I believe. Oh yes, that's your first real challenge of the game. Well, I killed it some minutes ago, then you will laugh, because probably your mod balanced everything out, and I spent a whole hour trying to kill that thing. And the difficulty spike is huge. Everyone who will watch this as a YouTube bot will realize it. It's terrible. It goes from 0 to 1000% difficulty. And I don't think any class would have helped me, because initially I thought, well, I picked a pretty squishy class for a solo run. But then I said, well, if it killed me in one blow, then if I would have picked a knight or something much more sturdy, it would have killed me in 2 blows. It would have never made a difference. Well, Elite is the only difficulty we have. We removed normal because nobody played it. Ah, well, yeah. That confirms me that normal mode is kind of like standard MMORPG. Kind of like unless you get into a raid or a dungeon similar to World of Warcraft, normal quests are a no-brainer. I assume I cannot kill this thing. I have to use this sedative on that thing. Yeah, pretty much. Maybe I can try the sniper rifle. But also the classes and weapons are more optimized, so it's not as difficult. Well, I don't know. That's... you literally know the game by heart, I'm sure. Let's see if I can use this sedative. Nope, not yet. Maybe I have to deal a bit of damage. Ah, that thing is kind of like... Alright, so it... I get it. It... Use this sedative. Yeah, but I cannot use it. Damn. Well, I killed it. Does it count? Use the sedative. Oh, good. Can I use it on the corpse? So the classes and the weapons were optimized to this difficulty. Interesting. That's an interesting development decision. Yeah, I assume they did it for the offline mode. I'm sure of it. Because you need to fine-tune that exclusively for the single-player part of the game. I'm sure of it. But... God damn it. What's this? You know, I'm going for a 100% side quest completion. Why is it that I cannot? Do this? What? No, you definitely don't have this sedative on you. Maybe you deleted it by mistake. Could it be because my inventory was full? Let's see. I can return to town. I don't know if it will respawn, but with my sniper rifle, I easily killed that thing. No, yeah, at least you made me feel much better with myself when you said that the first... Oh yeah, that's the first real challenge of the game. Because that thing killed me 3 times today, some hours ago. I'd say the abandon the quest and take it again in station. Trust me, trust you. It was this one, I believe. No.
Excuse me?
No, but then yeah, trust me, trust you. It's that one. Yeah, it's that one. Blah 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 blah. Abandon. Yeah. Give it to me. I don't trust you, but I could. Blah 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 blah. I don't see it. Adrenaline pill. There it is now. Damn, you are an expert at this game, I'm sure. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I destroyed it. Yes. You are true. Yeah. You are right. Sorry. You are right. True. I destroyed it. I thought it was a weapon. I thought it was a weapon. I thought it was a weapon. God damn it. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's a nice way on how to... It's a perfect tutorial on how to bug your walkthrough. Happens. No. I said, this is common quality. This is common quality. Let's destroy this. I still don't know how to properly mod the weapons. I still have to learn a lot of things about this game. But it's incredible. It's incredible. I am loving this game. Then for the final analysis, I'll take my time to go over all of the details. All right, so I won't destroy it this time. Let's go for this one. just so we can kill the mouse easily. God damn it. It looks like a normal weapon, but yeah. I kind of like instinctively. I saw white, common rarity. Destroy it. Damn, you know this game by heart. Sayona, you know this game by heart. 100%. It's amazing. You could spot the sedative kind of like in a second. No, I will definitely try the mod, because yes, it feels like playing an MMORPG, which was my original idea, but I didn't know there was still a community actively developing this content for this game. What? Well, now I'm lost. Let's see. Incredible. Alright, we came from there. I know, but this is Leicester Square, and that guy was over at... No. What's this one? Is it this one? Find Lord... Yes, it was this one. Yes, it was this one. What's wrong with this? Alright. Stairs. I probably need to get to those stairs. Yeah, I remember. God damn it. Yeah, here. I wonder if the corpse is still there. Well, the corpse is still there, but we have a new spawn. So let me grab the... I better run. I better grab the... the sniper rifle. And he's coming right at me. Right, and now I should bind that to the hotbar and okay, I get it. I forgot to bind. Let's see. Excellent. Quickly. I pressed 2. Well, let's kill that thing first, and then wonder, and then worry about the sedative. Okay. Oh wait, maybe I can use this sedative on this corpse and then simply kill the other one. Let's see. No. Looks like I can't. Looks like I cannot do that. I cannot use it on the corpse. Interesting. Let me read the description for that. Right click to examine. Pressing effects with the spectral reverse in the air. Reverse by using this device. But I mean, this quest, honestly, is the first one I get stuck with something so simple. Where's that thing? Trust me, trust you. I completed it. I've completed it. Damn, I'm clueless. Alright, so you use the sedative and... well, we're good to go, I guess. Yes, the mission is complete. Alright. Let's turn in those quests and proceed to the second act, then. Or well, let's begin the second act, technically. Because, yeah, well, at least, as I've said, you made me feel much better because I was getting killed and killed and killed by the boss, by Emperor Gokar or something like that. That statue, and I said, this cannot be, I cannot suck so much. And yes, it's because of the balance. Alright. God. Let's see.
Excuse me?
Done, perfect. Yes, it was just using the sedative. Thank you. Thank you a lot. It was just using the sedative. It was, more importantly, it was work that earned a lot of my trust. It's not given lightly or at all, depending. Choose for me? No. Also, a nice emote, kind of like a nice dog, like this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for... You don't happen to know why is it that I cannot identify all of these weapons, right? Maybe my theory is that I need to reach the next town, let's say the next station. I don't know why I'm unable to identify all of these gear, which would help me greatly. And I don't know why at all. You don't have enough analyzers. Ah, so okay, so they are used for that. Okay. I'll go right now. I shouldn't. No, these are legendary. All right, let's do that. So, in the shop, or at the shop, sorry, you buy the analyzers. More or less over here. Health injector, analyzer. So with these ones, you can identify. Ah, what an interesting gameplay decision. So you cannot simply identify one analyzer, one item. Would you guess that I've been trying to deduce that for 3 days? For 3 days. Examines an item to determine its hidden properties. Okay. Yeah. Since it says examine instead of identify, yes. Okay. So the analyzer. Okay. Okay. Interesting gameplay decision. So I guess we can all see that those roots are clearly from Diablo, not from World of Warcraft. The budget for this game must have been huge back in the day, and as you could all see, it has a pretty interesting story with all of those releases and everything. So now I should be able to... Okay, so always carry a few with you so you can identify stuff in dungeons and know what to keep and what to salvage. Yeah, I didn't know why, because at the beginning of the game I was given a lot of them, probably, and I said, well, I simply go to the... Similar to World of Warcraft, I go to the vendor, or similar to, for example, Divinity Original Sin, in which you go to the vendor and they identify them for you. But yes, you have to use the analyzers to identify the items. Interesting gameplay decision, I think. Yeah, it's another hint that this game was developed by the creator of Diablo 1, because in World of Warcraft, no, I remember that in World of Warcraft you simply grab the items and, well, at least the version I played, the Wrath of the Lich King, you grab the items and they are all identified, more or less. Yeah, this is from Diablo. Yeah, right, I can see why. I can see why I was getting killed over and over again. I had a lot of these legendary items, and while I tried not to throw them away, I think this would have been much easier. Thank you again, because these games, I don't know if it's the case for this one, but games from this period of time, even if they were released on PC, I always say this. I said this for Avencast, for Dungeons and Dragons, Dragon Shard, for all of those. They came with I know this will sound weird nowadays, but they came with physical format with those thick guides. I don't know if this one had one, but it must have. They usually had that physical format on PC with those thick guides which explained a lot of these things. Nowadays, as you all know, if you're watching this as a YouTube bot, you have to learn as you play. Pretty much the only way. See the difference. 5 and 29. Anyways, I think that Emperor would have killed me. Anyways, it was way too powerful. So what mods can we apply to this thing? Ignite adds to ignite attack strength, burning battery. And do I have a slot for that? Yes, I do have 2 rockets. So this one should work. So you don't need any stat to identify the items. You just use the analyzers, as Sayona just said. You just use the analyzers. You don't need any stat at all. Adds 5% toxic weapon damage, weapon energy consumption. Firing a weapon consumes energy. Don't think so. And it just blueprint, unidentified ammo. See, I see that I was never going to make it on elite mode without learning how to identify those things. How the identifying mechanic works. All right. Thanks again from the bottom of my heart. You made my analysis much easier, because otherwise I would have get killed over and over again for 3 more days. I don't know. 4 more days, the rest of the campaign? Probably. Adds 5% fire damage. I know, but I don't have the slot. Alright. But anyways, the damage is at 104 with that Trident launcher. And this should deal area of effect damage. So we should be pretty good at dispatching mobs of enemies. Wonderful. I don't know about Leicester Square or Leicester Square. I'm afraid of destroying the sedative right now.
All right, goodbye.
So first, let's turn in that quest. Let me see this. All right, now we can sell this. Make some room. There we go. Yeah, this is heaven. Possess big jar. No, that's a quest item. I need to equip those. Yep. Well, at least now I can say that I killed the Emperor Gulkar on elite mode with outdated gear. My god. No wonder it killed me so many times. I also didn't know how to buy health injectors up until recently. I don't know how I killed that thing. I deserve to die 1,000 times. Oh well.
Excuse me?
Let's see. Done perfect. It was no blah blah blah. Choose for me. No. Let's see those cadet boots. Yeah, they are better than the ones I have. So, god damn it. I cannot believe it. It was so 18 and 24. God damn it. Yeah. No wonder I was getting killed. No wonder.
No touching. No touching.
God damn it.
A pleasure to Hi there.
Wonderful. I don't know. I know all I need is Let's sell that.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, you're a man. Wonderful. Have you any money?
Such a tryhard I was. Without weapons, without updated gear, without health injectors. My god. Okay. Thanks from the bottom of my heart. You just made my analysis much easier. Otherwise, it would have been hell. I don't know if I would have eventually realized what to do, because the game doesn't explain you anything. Travel to Charing Cross Station. Alright, let's proceed to the next act. As I've said, we had those thick game guides back in the day for these games, especially. They were particularly useful. Oh! What's that? I can only imagine all of the weapon variety you must have added in that mod, because the game, kind of like the vanilla, has good weapon variety. I cannot even fathom how awesome it must be with the mod, so as I've said, I'll definitely try it once I finish the vanilla version. That's for sure. Does this deal area of effect damage? I wonder. Yes, but they need to be kind of like perfectly grouped together. Especially useful for maps of enemies, because kind of like the damage is pretty high in comparison to the other weapons I've been trying. So let's see. Covent Garden Station. We finished all of the side quests. Pretty much. Then if I missed any, I'll go back to Covent Garden Station, but I think we cleared all of them. Such an interesting weapon. It's not precise, but it deals a lot of damage. I can only imagine trying to target those shriekers I was going up against last week. With this weapon, they would kill me in no time, because it's difficult to target with this weapon, but the damage output makes up for it, I guess. Oops. Yeah, this is another thing. You get kind of like surrounded. Plague Blaster, I don't know what that may be, but it's normal quality. I'll pick it. Alright, we've arrived. St. Martin's. You'll be good if you find a machine pistol called SRAC or SRAC, let's say. Okay, two of those and you are laughing. Fast fire, good damage. Okay, so the type of weapon, which is ideal for elite mode, I believe. I know that elite mode, I imagine elite mode must be a walk in the park for you, Sayona. I bet you can speed run that, but they are good for a start. But yes, I Helmet, what a nice name. But yes, the rate of fire. Oh, what? They spawn more enemies. What did I? Sorry. Now I'll. There we go. The snipers are back, and we need to kill them. You'll be good if you find a machine gun strike. Two of those, and you'll be laughing. Fast fire, good damage. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So there's another type of weapon, machine pistol, because so far I've found rifles, sniper rifles. Let's say this one, automatic rifle, sniper rifle, and well, a lot of rocket launchers and and now this weird launcher. But yeah, I'll look for machine pistol. I've never seen that type of weapon so far, but I haven't played enough, probably. Yeah, I've realized that in this game, rate of fire, especially for this class, is important because you get destroyed easily. They are good. Automatic rifles are also okay. Yeah, in fact, I killed the Emperor with the automatic rifle. I tried the sniper rifle at the beginning. I was kind of like testing, but no. I had to go back to the automatic rifle. Yeah, rate of fire, I'm beginning to realize I'm still a noob, but I am beginning to realize that rate of fire, for this class at least, it's paramount because it's a squishy. It deals a lot of damage, but it's so squishy that you need to constantly flee. But as I've said, rate of fire is also important for your procs like ignite, shock, stun. The more you hit, the higher chance of proc. Okay, so the idea is I assume, is to trigger elemental damage as well as critical damage. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting more or less the idea from experience. Comparing the experience that I've had with previous games similar to this one. Yes, the idea is to fire a lot, so it will indeed cause the percentage to... So it will increase the chance to deal the elemental damage and the critical damage. Yeah. I don't know if I picked an underpowered class. Yep, indeed. Yeah. It's because generally I had a theory which I commented during the first stream that in MMORPG games from the early 2000s, all of the melee classes were bad, generally speaking. In all MMORPG games. Marksman is a monster in late game with a good build. Okay, so I made the right choice. Especially for a solo offline elite run. But yeah, my line of reasoning behind this one was generally in MMORPG games from the early 2000s, melee classes were automod. Well, give me a second because the auto mode, it's... You must have said sack or something like that because and the auto mode activity. Give me a sec. There we go. Allowed. There we go. Sorry, it's just that Twitch kind of like has some weird peeking on the words, and it will do that. Blade Master is the most noob friendly because of good armor and fast skills with high damage. Okay, Blade Master. But okay, so this would be the exception, this game, because generally, I mean, a boss? No. This game is the exception because you say Blade Master is the most noob friendly because of good armor and fast skills with high damage. But generally in MMORPG games, melee classes, at least, I don't know, in World of Warcraft, for soloing content, they are usually underpowered in comparison. But that's why I picked this one, it was a blind pick. I was between this one and the Summoner, And then I read the description. The description for the classes, I must say, it helps a lot in comparison to other games. Because it said the highest DPS for this one, for the sniper, something like highest DPS, and that it could escape from situations. And I said, well, yes, for solo content, high DPS and being able to escape. But yes, well, now you know, ladies and gentlemen, you can pick Blade Master if you don't want to suffer like what I did at the hands of the Emperor statue back there. But yes, I think I can avoid re-rolling, and I can save this run if I pick the right talents. Another thing that I've been praising about this game, I know it's something stupid when compared to the complex gameplay system that it has, I love the attention to detail that they've put into the animations for the monsters. I will certainly also include that during the final analysis because, for example, I've noted, I've been able to spot that when you kill a zombie, for example, the torso would get dismembered and it would stop attacking you normally, but the legs would still chase after you. And I thought it was pretty cool because even if you killed, let's say, the standard monster, let's say if you managed to kill the... If you managed to... I mean... drop the health of the monster to, I don't know, 50%, or I don't know, 30%, the legs would still chase you, and it's pretty awesome that you still kind of like feel that sense of threat. Maybe not from normal zombies, but from those random extra powerful spawns. Pretty awesome, the graphical presentation. There is a bit of, not a bit, quite a lot of recycling in the environment, but it's absolutely tolerable, nothing crazy. Morphoid. Enemy variety is on point. Pretty standard. Pretty standard when compared to what you would expect from an MMO from the early 2000s. But yeah, I would say that's great. I would get the game, or I would recommend the game, especially for those who like Skyrim, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, well, Morrowind, though I highly suggest you play that modded with the Tamriel rebuild mod, because it's literally a whole new continent. But yeah, if you like those games, ladies and gentlemen, this is a blind pick, especially if you like Diablo as well, because of the spawn system. It's not an MMO RPG. I mean, the spawn system is not like an MMORPG. It's much more similar to Diablo. You can... Proto Detector. I think I was looking for this. 1 out of 3. Damn. Now, the question. How do I get up there? Because clearly I need to get up there to proceed. I think the stairs are over there. Let's see. So, well, at least I'm also happy that I have hope to save my build here with this class. I don't know if the rest of the classes are viable on elite mode. The summoner, the evoker, I haven't tried them, but I am beginning to think that you will have a hard time completing the game without a high DPS class. For example, I can imagine, I don't know, what would have happened if I had picked the knight. Summoners are a bit weak in vanilla. Okay, so I made the right choice. I made the right choice. But for example, the tank, the knight, could have... I don't know if it would have survived the first boss, at least on elite mode. Because it killed me in one blow. Alright, my gear was outdated. But if it killed me in... It destroyed my shield in one blow, and it would pretty much kill me in 2 blows. 2 more blows. Total, 3 blows. Even if I had a tank on me, even if I was using a tank, and if I had picked a tank, it would have killed me in what? 5 blows instead of 3. Evoker were always nukes on legs, but they require some level of skill. They are glass cannons. Oh damn. And do they deal as much damage as the sniper? Kind of like, sorry, marksman. Because I just read the descriptions, and because of the descriptions, the summoner and the evoker sounded that they were similar, but clearly they are not. Because the summoners, according to what you're describing, it's kind of like necromancer, plain and simple, and the evoke. And the evokers are kind of like... Damn. I'm also... Well, here are the proto-detectors. Summoners are a bit weak in vanilla. Evoker nukes on legs. They require positioning, I assume, and a good rotation. Let's say same amount of damage, but they can cover massive AoE. Alright. Yep, that would have... Maybe that... Hey, isn't that the pistol you were saying? There's a Shrek behind you, but it's... Why? Yeah, it's common rarity. Yeah, but I'll pick it, but because I want to see the difference in rate of fire. Alright. I have to dual wield this thing, probably, for it to be effective, but let's see. Let's see. It's like a... Yeah. It's like a submachine gun. And you can have 2 of these. Okay, yeah. I get the point. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now I guess I know what I need to do. Yep. Yeah. It's... So the idea of this class is to grab 2 legendary of these, and you can probably rip to shreds pretty much anything. Yeah. Rate of fire plus... Yeah. Of course the damage is low, but it's because it's common rarity. I'm sure a legendary quality Shrek, 2 of them, it must be... Yeah. I can imagine what's the idea behind that build. Okay. Yeah, it's the first one I encounter. Same manner, 3 pearl detectors. Alright, so more or less I think I picked a decent class. Yeah, according to what Sayona just described, I think I picked a pretty decent class. Using just the descriptions and doing a blind pick. Also, another thing I've been commenting about this game, I am surprised at the artificial intelligence, because the imp snipers, for example, now that I'm facing them again, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. For example, compare it to something we all know about, more or less, World of Warcraft. Pretty much enemies are brain dead. I'm stuck here. Enemies are pretty much brain dead unless it's a... Of course, except for the boss raids. Those are not brain dead. But... Plague Blaster, Machine Pistol, Evoker. No, let's disassemble this. But in this game, they are not. They are not. The snipers would dodge your bullets in the case of this ranged class. And I love how they kind of like spawn out of nowhere when you enter a room. That's something pretty subtle, but I've noticed. Sorry, I think I said noted instead 10 minutes ago while I was getting surrounded and killed. I noticed that at some points, for example, last week I was at one of the dungeons from the first act, and enemies spawned exactly when I entered a room. Kind of like exactly. They were waiting for me to enter a room to kind of like swarm me and overwhelm me. And I was pretty impressed by that. Why? Because in most MMORPG games with these mechanics, enemies are brain dead, except for bosses. Except for the bosses, of course. Except for, let's say, I don't know, the Lich King, or Gul'dan in World of Warcraft, or something like that. Enemies are generally brain dead. In most, I mean, common enemies. The mobs you would normally kill by the thousands, but here, as you can see, they jump at you. They have different mechanics, and I think that's pretty innovative as a gameplay mechanic, because generally you will simply do quests and call it a day, kind of like they're pretty boring, and you will kind of like switch off your brain when doing normal quests. But in this game, you cannot do that, at least on elite mode difficulty. You get surrounded, as you can see. I'm being cornered, and I think that's pretty important, because it ensures that the game remains fun even if you are doing normal missions. So that's why I've said it blurs the line between MMORPG and isometric action RPG. That's probably Felbor. Yes, they never have fixed spawn points. Instead, their spawn points follow you, so they can appear either just behind you or just in front of you. Damn, Sayona, you even know how did you analyze the source code for the game? Because in order to know that, you have to kind of like analyze the source code for the game. They follow you when they have fixed spawn positions. I know they have never have fixed spawn positions. They track you. Okay, so that's why I've been getting chased by them constantly. Yeah, I spotted that, but I was not sure. Yeah, we had to break it down so we can work on things. Yeah, imagine. Yeah. I'm also a JavaScript and Python developer, and I imagine that that's impossible to notice without looking at the code. Without looking at the code, that's pretty much impossible. Knowing the exact system for the spawn points, that was you. I said, well, I'm going to retire. I'm not going to analyze any more games. That's way too much. No, but I noticed that kind of like by examining it. Well, at least no one will be able to say that my observation skills are bad as a reviewer. In essence, the monster here behave like the ghosts in Pac-Man. Some charge you directly, some shoot you from a distance. For example, the imp snipers and the shriekers, I believe. No, the shriekers were like these ones, like the fellbores. No, the fellbores. No, these ones aren't fellbores. These are fang ravagers. So the fellbores, but I've faced them. They kind of like surround the boss and chase you. Some charge you, some shoot you from a distance and reposition. Some try to run away from you while shooting at you. Yeah, I realized that. That was in fact the first thing I was going to highlight as a positive thing once I get to the final analysis. It's impressive how the enemies surround you and they even block your path. Most of my deaths have been caused by being surrounded and pretty much being unable to escape. And that positioning, creating that level... Sorry, it's that they are about to kill me. Creating that sort of... Oh my god. Creating that sort of... spawn system. This spawn system that you can see here, that you get constantly surrounded and attacked. It's much more difficult than you might initially think, especially in a game from the early 2000s. Consider the technology was much more limited at the time, and what they had pretty much as a template, let's say, was World of Warcraft, Diablo, and not a lot more. And as I've said, the artificial intelligence is brain dead for these, let's say, common encounters. Oh yeah, it just doesn't let you rest. Yes, this is something, this will be the main positive aspect that... This was going to be the main positive aspect I was going to highlight during the final analysis, because after observing it a bit, first I didn't realize it. But when I was killed the first time, I thought, well, it must be because of the elite mode. But no, then I realized it had to do with the spawns. It's not like in World of Warcraft, for example, just so we use something everyone knows about. That the enemy is there waiting for you to get close to it and snipe it from the distance, or I don't know, using all of the potions you need and then kill it at your leisure without any kind of issue. No, here the monsters come right at you. They surround you and they kill you mercilessly, like this, see? And not only that, they wait up until you get to a certain point of the map. I've realized they have a pretty good, let's say, they are able to spot you from huge distances. It's not like in World of Warcraft, that's for sure. Oh wait, until you run into witch doctors and summoners. Yes, Sayona, I know that hell is waiting for me soon enough. I just hope That's why I was asking you earlier if I picked the right class at least to survive and finish my analysis. Then I will try your mod later, but I want to ensure that I'm at least able to finish the game and finish my analysis of it. They spawn mobs, heal mobs, and cast shields on mobs. God damn it. So you have to kill them first before the rest. And they are usually guarded by their minions. Yes, it's much more. It's like playing Diablo in 3D, more like World of Warcraft. That's the exact description for it. It's like Diablo, Nightmare difficulty, third person. Exactly like that. Well, you can play it first person, but I don't know if anyone has the guts to play. See, if someone is brave enough to play this in first person, when you are surrounded by mobs all over the place. There we go. 1 out of 4. I don't know who could possibly have the guts to play this in first person elite mode, surrounded by all of the monsters that you just described, leaping at you and trying to kill you. Absolutely. I mean, you also have hardcore mode. Yeah, no, well, no. That if I do that, I probably would never finish my analysis. Yes, I know. That's the precise emote I was thinking about. Yes. Yes, yeah. No. I want to finish the analysis, then I can try all of those crazy things. I said, well, normal mode, way too easy probably, if it's similar to an MMORPG. But as I play the game, I'm beginning to realize that elite mode is absolutely incredible, but because it's a challenge, even though it's meant to be an MMORPG game, kind of like in which you group with people and all together you all fulfill your role, and it's kind of like a raid or a dungeon, as we usually do in MMORPG games. But when I got killed several times by the boss over there, by the previous boss, the first boss of the final boss for the first act, I said no. Clearly, elite mode difficulty is more than enough. No. I need to finish my analysis because here, even though I play the games kind of like extensively, I do all of the side quests and everything. The main idea is that I review, I analyze the games kind of like in depth. That's why I played them to 100% completion. And I usually play them on hard mode. I play all of the games on hard mode, but no. Hardcore mode, if it's like Diablo, I think it's like Diablo, I remember when I created the character, is that you cannot die. If you die, it's game over. Just like Doom, Ultra Nightmare, or Diablo Hardcore. No. I need to finish my analysis. No. Maybe I can try that later once I've played all of the classes. I know. It's just for the convenience of the stream as well. Imagine what would happen if I restarted the whole game every time I get killed. That would be maybe a challenge serious, but for the analysis, no. I would never finish my analysis of the game. No. Here I analyze games. I know that it's similar to a gameplay format, but the main idea is that once I explore the whole map 100%, I get to the final analysis. Because that's what I mostly as well care about. Not only discovering the game and showcasing it, I showcase all of the side quests because I think it's needed to showcase the true potential of the game, hard difficulty, and all of the side quests. But yeah, then I love doing my in-depth analysis because it's the best way, or at least the one I love, in order to make all of these games at least known for those who may want to watch my streams. I think these games are extremely underrated. Not only this one, but a lot more that I've showcased. As I've said, the developer of Havencast Rise of the Mage left me a comment in the final analysis, and I agree the game was incredible as well. Or Dungeons and Dragons Dragon Shard, as I've said, Advent Rising, a lot of. I wonder where the developers of Borderlands got their ideas from. Wait, this one, Borderlands, was released? Yes, after this one. Yes, it was 2008, could it be? 2009, something like that, or 2008. I'm just using my memory, sorry. Yeah, you're right. It was right after this game. Wait, you are telling me you are positive on that they copied the ideas from this one? First Maya. And people like calling it the first looter. Yeah, I assume looter shooter. First Maya. Yeah, well, they would argue, no, but there you had melee classes. No, you're right. If we do this, it's just like Borderlands. Do you have any information that they copied this? I don't doubt it. But yeah, now that you mention it, I didn't realize. So 2K stole the idea. I'm not saying they copied. I'm saying they heavily. Yeah. This happened to me. Yeah. I get it. 100%. Yes. Now that you mentioned it, yes, with the first-person camera, it's basically Borderlands. Random weapon stats, mod for weapons. Yeah, you are right. How is it possible that I didn't realize it? It's true. 2007 and Borderlands was 2008, 2009. I think the extra content was 2009 and the base game 2008. Yes, it was right after this one. And also, not only that, the co-op, kind of like offline co-op format. Yes, you are right. It's just like Borderlands played in first person. The only difference would be the melee classes. It's like the middle ground between World of Warcraft, Diablo, classic isometric action RPG games, and first person shooter or looter shooter RPGs. Yes, in my head I was comparing it to Destiny, which in fact also heavily inspired from draw heavy inspiration from Borderlands. So yes, I hadn't realized that. It's true. I didn't realize because I was using the... One would usually use the third-person camera. But if you do this, I mean, it's basically Borderlands. Yes, you're right. Now that I can... No, honestly, I will... If you don't mind, I will include that in my final analysis because I hadn't realized that, and it's true. If you do this is basically Borderlands. I had never thought about comparing it to Borderlands. I was comparing it to MMORPG games or Diablo. But yes, the co-op format, as you've said, the random stats, the mods for the weapon, the enemies, even the enemies, somehow the mechanics, how they attack you, it's similar to Borderlands. I hadn't thought about that. But it's true. Definitely. Now... So this is the OG looter shooter. For example, I don't know if you know this game, but it's from the same kind of like time period. Advent Rising. I analyzed that game. Well, that game, this is the exact same case. Advent Rising, it's like Mass Effect before Mass Effect was a thing. Doesn't sound familiar. I have the analysis on my YouTube channel and the gameplay just like I'm doing with this one. It's exactly like Mass Effect. I'm telling you that because you knew that this one was the kind of like the OG Borderlands. Well, Advent Rising, it's also a third-person shooter. It's much more action-oriented than... Mass Effect. It doesn't have so many RPG elements. By the way, thanks from the bottom of my heart, Sayona, for not only being here but also following the channel and providing so much knowledge about these things, because this is what I love the most, when developers or the community come to my stream. It happened to me with the developer of Dungeons and Dragons, Dragon Shard, for example, and they tell me a lot of interesting details about the game, and hopefully I can at least support all of these great games that I loved back when I was a kid by showcasing them. Kind of like my grain of salt, my small support, because I think people nowadays, I bet you must agree with me on this, they missed a lot of these interesting games. As I've said, a pretty similar case to this one. I'll have to check it out. I like older games. I have a lot, but Advent Rising, I don't know if you read Ender's Game, which is a pretty popular science fiction book. In fact, I read it in English, though my native language is Spanish. The writer for Ender's Game, the author, did the storyline for Advent Rising. And gameplay-wise, it's like Mass Effect, but more action-oriented. I completed it. It's hard. Just like this game, it has a pretty steep learning curve for a third-person shooter. It has a pretty steep learning curve. But I think if you like the shooting mechanics of this game, of Hellgate London, that one doesn't have so many RPG elements, but, well, we arrived at the third station, right? Yeah. Advent Rising, I am sure you'll love it. And like that one, this is what I do. I showcase these old games, so they get a bit of clout, a bit of attention, because they deserved much more praise. And people usually kind of like streamers and pretty much everyone, they generally showcase games kind of like from the 4th generation Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, those things like 2D, but they always forget about kind of like the early 2000s games like these ones. I mostly played this type of games. Advent Rising is one of those. And this kind of like this period of time, kind of like early 2000s to 2010, before Steam was kind of like huge and a multi-billion-dollar company, they got a bit lost in time. That's for sure. All right, we've arrived. Wisdom and chaos in a row. I know, but it's Covent Garden Station. I need to use the travel terminal. There we go. Let's turn in those quests. By the way, Sayona, I don't know if you are sorry, with the talk and everything, I forgot. I don't know if you're a native speaker, but in advance, sorry if my accent sounds weird. If you read the description, I usually tell this to followers of the channel once they've been around for a while, but sorry for my accent, because I know that sometimes it can sound weird to native speakers, and I know that sometimes it's kind of like uncomfortable. But well,
You are an
it's
inspiration,
pretty much
William.
impossible to
Some guy over there, but
get kind of like native
flying.
accent without being to a native English speaking country, and due to the pandemic, well, I've been unable to get field experience there. But well. Oh, you're fine. I can understand you perfectly well. Accents are cool. Yeah, but kind of like even the small details. For example, I had a pretty it's a friend at this point, a pretty great person, a follower from New Zealand. He was from New Zealand, and we we literally at that point were friends. He was he was here at my streams a lot of the time, and he told me, well, I can understand you kind of like the general idea perfectly, but for example, some expressions, some slight details, yeah, those are impossible, because some details, for example, in detail, some things would be kind of like he wouldn't understand them. And from there on out, I said, well, each person, not kind of like everyone, but if a person watches the stream more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I would say, sorry for the accent, because I know that I don't know if it sounds, because I actually learned first kind of like British English. First I learned British English, but then I think it's a middle ground between American and British, because I literally watch everything kind of like in American English, so I've noticed that unwillingly I've turned a bit more American. That is sounding a bit more American than British. I can do some tricks to change them. I know how to kind of like fake the accents, but no,
Yes, yes, goodbye.
I stick with what I naturally can do. Oh well. Oh, but well, you said you can understand perfectly well, and accents are cool. Yeah, I know that. Same, but trying to learn with a forced accent achieves nothing, and it just sounds weird. Indeed. Yeah, it's it's terrible. I don't know if you are a native speaker or not, but um, at the beginning it changes. It changes because first my accent was kind of like extremely British, like 100%. But then, due to all of the YouTube bots and everything, I've noticed years later that then I would open my mouth naturally a bit more, and that's pretty much because of the American accents I am used to listen from YouTubers and those, and pretty much everything while programming, talking to another people. It's American English, so I think I mimicked it unwillingly at this point. At the beginning, I was kind of like, "Hello, so how's it going? Uh, it's such a beautiful day." Kind of like using a different part of the of the throat, and it would sound extremely British. But because I was being examined like that, then I said, no. I opened my mouth, and it's much more American. And that's why I always wonder if native English speakers understand kind of like these slight details 100%. And yeah, a friend of mine who was from New Zealand, kind of is from New Zealand, and is a follower, he told me, well, the slight details kind of like they don't. Sometimes the expressions more than any other thing. An identified tech. I think I could mod the automatic rifle with this.
Yes, always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's also a challenge. It's also a challenge because according to we use different parts of the brain to produce the different languages. For example, one for Spanish in my case, and another one for English. But the thing is how similar. I know this is crazy for those who haven't seen this kind of like subject, kind of like specifically, but I had to study about that, and it's incredible. If the part of the brain that your native language uses is kind of like far away from English, it's more difficult. Fortunately, Spanish is relatively close. It's relatively close. But yes, that's pretty much the real explanation. Different parts of the brain to produce each of the languages. I know, for me it was extremely interesting when I learned about that first time. But yeah, that's the real explanation. Oh well.
Good men pay full price, you know, and they tip a pleasure.
I am absolutely. Where's the? There it is. There it is. Lord Orphan. No point in steering. Train cross approach. I need to get one more of those sources of all evil. Well, we can do that. I just need one more. Oh well. Thank you. I usually do. I usually pose those questions because I want to ensure people are perfectly understanding what I say. And while in theory any English speaker should, I know that the accent is never kind of like 100% precise. Oh well. It was Charing Cross Station. We need one more, right? Let's apply that mod to the Punisher, to the automatic. No. It's a okay. I wonder if they respond. Yeah, they respawn. Yeah. If there's one thing that sets this game apart from other kind of like looter shooters, in this case, as you've said, or isometric action RPG games. This one is not isometric, but the spawns, the concept is, as I've said, pretty similar to Diablo, and a middle ground between Borderlands, now that you've mentioned it, and isometric action RPG like Diablo. If there's one thing this game that's unique in this game, if there's one thing that is unique in this game, is the spawn system. I'm sure it has a lot of other. Look at this, it goes back and leaps right back at me. That's some crazy artificial intelligence. That must have been pretty hard to program back in 2007, if you ask me. As I've said, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who may be watching this as a YouTube bot, consider the game was released originally, which means the artificial intelligence was originally developed back in 2007, and I don't think they changed it. They changed the artificial intelligence with updates. This version, I think it's updated at least. But yeah, the AI department, it's pretty good. You won't even feel that it's an MMORPG game. This game could easily disguise itself as a Skyrim clone, single player RPG, no MMO features. I mean, the enemies aren't brain dead at all. They surround you, they leap at you, just like we were talking some minutes ago. And I'm surprised by it, because you don't find an artificial intelligence as polished as this one in games from this time period. Of course there are exceptions, but let's say the general rule of thumb, let's say 80%, 70% of games released in the early 2000s don't have this artificial intelligence. Yes, one could argue it's, well, Eraser, but it's late 2000s, 2007, it's almost 2010, it's almost 2010. Well, yes, but there isn't much difference. I don't think there's a lot of difference. 2007, 2004, World of Warcraft, there isn't much difference. There isn't much difference in kind of like in the gap of years when compared to the development, the difference between the artificial intelligence we see here and the one present in World of Warcraft. And I'm just using World of Warcraft as a general reference. Take something, for example, like Ion. Ion also had pretty much the same artificial intelligence than in World of Warcraft, right? And it was released, what, back in 2000 and... I'm just using my memory, but 2008. Oh god, Ion was so fun. Ion, for me, has the best tab targeting system in any MMORPG. I agree with a lot of people online that that's the case. And, well, it's a long story, but basically in my country, I think it was unavailable. Yeah, I'm getting surrounded once again. And I had to reverse engineer it. You can play it offline, just like this one, like this. It's, I would say it's the most complicated out of all of the MMORPGs to reverse engineer. Ion or Terra, or the Exiled Realm of Arborea. But, for example, the artificial intelligence in Ion, I think it was 2008, and while the game is great, it doesn't have the artificial intelligence that I'm looking at right here. At least personally. And then they ruined the game. Never came back. Yes, but you can... Sayona, you can play the reversed engineered version. I'm sure that if you're a developer and if I could do it, you can do it in kind of like... What? 1 day, 2 days, you can reverse engineer it. Because it's already packaged. It's German. It was made by the community, which was a German community of developers. And you can play it, and I think it's the previous version. Then someday I can show it to you, the one I have. I hope I don't get banned by Twitch. I don't know. But I can show it to you. I think it's the previous version. It's not the most updated version, that's for sure. They reverse engineered the kind of like the best version. And you can play... I know. I tried setting up my own private server sometime in the past, but it's just not the same. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's not every day that two people who love reverse engineering of MMORPGs make contact. Because I've been commenting about the reverse engineering of MMORPGs, and when I talk about this topic, people generally say, MMOs are meant to be played online. It sucks so much. Well, but for example, the positive things are, as I've said, that you get the kind of like the version that you want. For example, in World of Warcraft, I could never stand when they changed from the classic skill tree to the talent system. And then the worst part is that Star Wars: The Old Republic, which was the MMO I played kind of like since it launched, did the same, pretty much the exact same as World of Warcraft. Alright, so and those versions, you cannot get them anymore. We barely got World of Warcraft Classic, and because it's World of Warcraft, I mean it's number one. It's the king. But think about the rest, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone who may be watching this as a YouTube pod. Imagine if you could go back in time and play the version that you actually loved about that game. It's something unique. I played the Ion offline server, kind of like on my own. But I do it mostly for the combat system. I'm interested in the combat system because I think it was perfect. Plain and simple. Well, it's mostly nostalgia. Yes, it's mostly nostalgia, in part, but also for me it's kind of like... That's what pushed us to make London 2038. No, well, in my particular case, I think the tab target... This is a personal theory. I think the tab targeting system in RPG games, I've commented this a lot on stream, I think it had much more in it, that it wasn't properly, let's say, exploited. It never reached its full potential for offline games. It never transitioned to offline games, except for rare cases that don't relate to what we are. They have nothing to do with the games that we're talking about. But except for rare cases, I think the tab targeting combat system never reached its full potential. For example, well, if you've been looking at all of my description here on the Twitch page and everything, you must have realized that I played a lot of Star Wars: The Old Republic since launch. And for example, that game uses a tab targeting combat system pretty similar to World of Warcraft, but improved because it takes some elements from Ion, pretty subtle, but pretty good. And that game has 8 different storylines for each of the characters. Of course, it's one of my favorite games, just coming from Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, which are my all-time favorites. The tab targeting system was amazing in that game. I play them for the combat system. I don't care about, it's something extremely personal. I know people need, generally, most people need the storyline and the cinematics and everything, but no, what I bet you must understand me. What I most care about is the unique combat system that these games had. Both the tab targeting or like this one. Kind of like similar to Skyrim, more action oriented. It's the case of Terra or the Exiled Realm of Arborea. It's the case of that one. Which also uses a crosshair like this one. But I play them for the gameplay system. Not for nostalgia, because for example, World of Warcraft, yes, I admit it's nostalgia. But for example, let's say something like Ion, I would play it for the unique gameplay system, for the combat. One game I will always come back is Cobble Online. Another great example. That one I never got to play it. But and I hate myself for it. And you think it's because of nostalgia? Definitely. That's the idea behind it. Cabal Online. I've heard about that one, but I've never seen it in action. Does it use the tab targeting combat system like Ion, or is it more like Hellgate London and Skyrim? Well, Skyrim is not an MMORPG, but the combat system in some cases is pretty similar. Or, I don't know, Black Desert Online. Yes, and that game has the best animated attack skills I've ever seen. Cabal Online. And did you reverse engineer the server, kind of like what I did with Ion and Terra, to play it offline, or are there still online servers, kind of like owned privately but online? Because a lot of these have the offline option, which is the one I mostly choose generally, or the kind of like the private server online for you and your friends. The best animated attack skills. Oh. Then I will check that one out. Cabal Online. There are still loads of private servers around for it, especially in Southeast Asia and Brazil. Yeah. So there are still private servers for Cabal Online. It's incredible. It's incredible because I always say it. I usually get repetitive about this, but ladies and gentlemen, imagine how many games we've lost to time because of the developers. Now we are about to relaunch our own server in a bit. Oh well, but your community not only worked on Hellgate London, but also on Cabal Online. Oh, this is different dev crew, of course, unrelated to Hellgate. Yeah, of course, kind of like a DevOps team. Yeah. You use different DevOps teams for each for each game. No, it's incredible. Let me tell you, Sayona, that personally, that the work all of you do for those games, I don't know the rest of the world, but I've always appreciated it a lot. I mean, I would have never been able to play kind of like the OG version, the good and OG version of Ion. As I've said, Terra, even Lineage 2. Even Lineage 2, because consider that, for example, I'm from Argentina. And a lot of those games, back in the day, the servers were either in the US or Europe, and one in Asia. And the internet connection back in 2004, the case of World of Warcraft, 2008, the case of Ion, if I'm not mistaken, or Terra, 2012, our connection speed was terrible. It wasn't like in the US or Europe, so, or Asia for that matter. So it was pretty much impossible. And I would have never discovered all of this without the community, like you and your dev team, working on these reverse engineered servers. It's the same case for Need for Speed World. That one I also reverse engineered it, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Need for Speed World. And all of those games. Yeah, I know this context must be pretty weird to you, Sayona, since you just discovered my stream, but I'm usually pretty pessimistic about how we lost a lot of interesting games like these ones because of how the servers died. And I usually rant about that for 30 minutes in the intro. A lot of those things. Well, me too. You two can. I bet you two must see the potential that those games had. For me, the key is that the tab targeting combat system, it didn't reach its full potential. And the clear example for me is Star Wars: The Old Republic. That game, I'll always be salty about how Cabal's online European servers died. Yes, exactly. That's the and I can't get over Firefall shutting down. Firefall. No, that one I've never heard about that one, but I get the idea. Another MMO, Cabal Online. I've seen it sometimes, or at least not seen it. I've heard about it, but I've never seen the combat system. But I've heard that it Willstar. Well, I was about to name Willstar. I was about to name Willstar, Sayona. I was about to name Willstar. I never got to play it past the first act, let's say, the first part. I cannot remember it. I pretty much played the tutorial, did some quests, finished the first zone. It's amazing how everything NC soft touches somehow ends up in flame. Yeah, I don't know. Ion was great, got broken. Just for those who may be new to these MMORPG companies, or you've never heard about them, NCSoft is one of the most popular. I would say it's the one which is closest to the one which has been closest to dethroning WoW, let's say. No one was ever close, but it was, let's say, the second, the runner-up. It developed a lot of these games that Sayona is mentioning. Blade and Soul as well, Ion. Pay to Win, yes. Blade and Soul is the most recent. I was thinking about reverse engineering that one after Ion, but because of that, exactly. Because they turned the game into a cash grab. It's absolutely pay to win, like a mobile game, basically, if I'm not mistaken. And Willstar, the case of Willstar, I don't know if it's the worst. There must be worse cases, but the case of Willstar, there are private servers for BNS, for Blade and Soul available. Yeah. The thing is that they are usually in Asia, and for my connection, which is terrible because there isn't fiber here in Argentina, pretty much it gets unplayable. It gets unplayable for me. That's why I reverse engineer them and try to run them offline, because, or even in the US. But yeah, my connection usually isn't good enough for those, because there's no fiber. That's the thing. That's the thing about living in a third world country. But the case of Willstar, it's great that there are private servers. I didn't know that there were already private servers for Blade and Soul, because that one was extremely new in comparison to Ion, to World of Warcraft, to the ones that we usually reverse engineer and play either offline in my case, or online, kind of like in a private server with a community. But I have to turn in the quests. About this yeah, but where speak with TechSmith 340. No, but this one is 14.
Come
What?
on over.
Oh well.
So long.
No. Well, whatever. No, the case of Willstar. The case of Willstar. I've seen the desperate fight of the community to revive that one. I've seen the terrible fight that they are doing, the insane effort to revive a Willstar with the, what was it called? The Nexus Forever. The Nexus Forever. I think that was in the codename for the project on GitHub, I believe. Nexus Forever. I'm just using my memory, but I think it was that one. Nexus Forever. It's incredible what they are doing, because Willstar, I think it will be much more difficult to emulate. We won't see it soon. They had kind of like the terrain loaded. That one they managed to pull off. The map loaded, kind of like
Yes.
perfectly, but the mobs and the artificial intelligence, and I did use the, let's say, the callbacks to the server and the behavior of the enemies. That's hell, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know about the process of reverse engineering those servers, it's hell to emulate. It's extremely difficult, especially, as I've said, the artificial intelligence, the pathfinding, everything. It's you need a team of pretty talented developers who won't get a lot of money from that, if they ever get anything, and they dedicate their time to revive those. The case of Willstar, it's terrible, because it shut down. What? How much time it lasted? 3 years. 3 years. I remember, because it was the competitor of Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I remember that in Star Wars: The Old Republic everyone was. I remember in most of the servers, the official servers, everyone was commenting how they would move all of their guilds to
Just what I need right now.
Willstar, or at least a huge portion of the player base. At least a huge portion of the player base would move to Willstar, and they moved. The top tier PvE player versus environment guild in the Star Wars in the main Star Wars New Republic server moved over there. We'll start 2014 to 2018. Thank you. 4 years. Then it lasted for 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. So that's pretty short. Consider Star Wars New Republic is still kicking. Alright, it changed from a subscription-based model to free-to-play. Pretty much no one survived the subscription model of World of Warcraft. But it's still alive. Barely, but it's still alive. But well, in that case, what saved Star Wars New Republic is the license. So it's not fair. It's not fair. What saved that game is the license. Even though the game is, for me, it's the best MMO. I would say a technical draw with Ion. Because of the gameplay system. I mostly focus on the gameplay system. Of course, World of Warcraft is king regarding everything else. But regarding gameplay system, I would say Star Wars New Republic or Ion. Any of those two have the best tab targeting systems I've seen. And the case of Willstar was the competitor of Star Wars New Republic, I remember. Of course, everyone wanted to dethrone World of Warcraft, but realistically speaking... I need to go to Covent Garden Station, I'm stupid. Realistically speaking, it was the only... Back in 2014, the science fiction MMORPG games were Star Wars New Republic and Willstar. And there will never be a woke. Damn right, you are, Sayona. 100% right. 100% right. 100% right. Now, the only thing that will kill WoW is WoW itself. Yeah, maybe now we have the classic Wrath of the Lich King expansion. Maybe the classic expansion will kill the updated version in which they ruin the gameplay. Yeah, that's a pretty logical idea. Yes, but regarding the let's say the science fiction category of MMORPG games, back in 2014, it was a competition, let's say a minor competition between Star Wars New Republic and Willstar, and I'm surprised that Willstar closed after 4 years. Totally, because I remember, as I've said, hearing and seeing in the general chat of the Empire Station, I mean the main hub, where all players were waiting. We were always waiting for the PvP matches and the PvE, that everyone would move to Willstar. And a huge portion moved to Willstar, but then I was surprised by how fast NCSoft abandoned it. It was the worst case, because it was solely their fault in that case. If I have no doubt that if they would have supported Willstar, just like the PS Beta, it would have been incredible. I think it's the worst case. No, going back to WoW, yes, Sayona. Nothing will kill WoW at this point, because I'm beginning to think that WoW will last as the king of the MMORPG genre, more than even a lot of governments on the earth. Imagine that. A lot of governments have been dethroned by coups all over the world before someone dethroned World of Warcraft. So at this point, it's kind of like it just sells copies and, well, not copies because it doesn't have any more physical format or anything, but it just makes money kind of like
Come on over.
inherently on its own without doing nothing because of its own inherent properties. Nothing else. I mean, is there really such a huge difference between Wrath of the Lich King and the actual expansion? I don't know what it may be, Shadowlands, or I think the last one was Shadowlands. And those original expansions, well, yes, that they ruined the map because the original map was different. It was Cataclysm, I believe. Yes, Cataclysm, when they changed the map because supposedly it was incomplete. That and that they needed to finish the map. Supposedly the map wasn't finished up until Cataclysm. That's why they brought a dragon which destroyed the whole place as an excuse to revamp the map. I don't know.
Why do you keep poking me?
Yeah, but for example, in the offline server I use, you can get to the, let's say, the forbidden developer zone, which you cannot access if you play on official servers or you play an updated version
Goodbye.
of the games. And those things, for example, this is a belt. What am I doing here? And those things, for example, are unique to these reverse engineered servers.
Goodbye.
And yes, I agree, it's nostalgia to some point that brings us back to these games. But I also think the gameplay system, in my case personally, the gameplay system and the overall original feeling that these games had, it was different. It was different when compared to what they became later on. That's the thing. But yes, mostly, I would say for any newcomers to offline MMORPGs or in this case offline MMORPGs. Hey, I'm out of missions. What's this?
Come on over.
Hey, you're not done yet. Oops. Please get Picardly Circus map out, Eraser. I've still got so many other things to do now that I have a little busy. Okay, whatever.
Yes.
New. I'm afraid that you've yet to learn stickers. Breathing. Alright. I know, we've accepted the quests. I'm just not tracking them. My bad. Alright. Orphan, you're back. Good.
I count on you.
We must discuss truth. I'm afraid my research into this sage has uncovered little. I forgot to read the previous part. The conversation was so interesting that I simply skipped the previous part of the story. I'm afraid my research into this sage has uncovered little. Well, it's almost 2:30 a.m. I have to head to bed. Works waits for nobody. That's very, very true, Sayona. Sayona, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, for dropping by my stream, for telling me and potentially everyone who watches this as a YouTube all of the details about Hellgate London. In fact, I was close to finishing soon enough. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know it's difficult discovering small channels such as mine. So yes, thanks for sticking around, as well as giving us all of those incredible details about this gem that I will analyze. Absolutely, was a pleasure. Same here, an absolute pleasure. And besides, I usually have literally. There's now one, I bet you must have seen it. There's such a little amount of people who talk about reverse engineered servers and all of this that it was amazing meeting you. So thank you again. It was a pleasure as well for me, and thank you of course for as well following the channel, and most importantly, sticking around, because I know it's tough entering an empty chat. Generally, people here at Twitch, they are looking for active chats, and because of the content I do with my slow analysis, I usually meet very special people, but kind of like not so frequently. So it was great chatting with you. You are always welcome here as well. I will check your mod, and I will showcase it once I finish with the analysis to see the differences. That the game has, because it's a pretty interesting case. So if I don't catch you in the next stream, hunt me down on the project's Discord. No. Of course, do as you please, but you must have used Twitch before. It should notify you. The thing is, I am working to become a developer, and sometimes I cannot stream because of work. It's a long story, but I'm working to become a full-fledged developer, coming from lawyer, so it's a huge change, and sometimes I don't get the time. No problem. No. Just return if you are really interested in what I showcase. I will never hunt anyone down. No. Oh boy, that's a chat for the next stream. Yeah. Yeah, it's a long story. It's a long story. Because you must have read in the description, lawyer. But he could deduce all of the callbacks to the server and all of those things that we could pinpoint the enemies. Because I left Ubisoft 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I have story. So you are a developer. You not only work for the community. Oh, whoa, no. In this case, then it's an honor. It's an honor, and it would be an honor if you could join my Discord. The developer for Dungeons and Dragons Dragonshard was there, but after a bot attack, we are still friends. Let's say he likes my content, but he had to. I just not a dev, just a dev tester. But slash SQA quality assurance. I assume engineer. Special quality assurance or something like that. Engineer. I just break things. Yeah, you force them to the limit. Yeah, the quality testers, the ones who told us, no, your work has some serious issues. We need to push the deadline a bit because what you did. Software quality assurance. All right, software quality assurance. Okay, so you test. Yeah, you basically break the code that we create. Yes, interesting. No, but if it's an engineer and if it's an engineer, the position, I assume it's much more professional. No, I assume it. So it would be then it was an honor having you here, and of course you are welcome, and you're also welcome at my Discord of the channel. Sadly, I don't have a huge audience, because my dream would be that you could now chat with a lot of other people, a huge audience, and tell us those details about the game, and that they wouldn't get to know them. But well, fortunately, at least when I interviewed the developer of Dungeons and Dragons Dragonshard, a lot of people watched that interview. They watched that interview, and it was pretty similar. to what we did here today. Uh, Getting to know those incredible details about behind all of these games, but even more about something as obscure as MMORPG. Well, I don't want to steal any more of your time then. Sayona, I assume you must be pretty busy, so it was a pleasure again, and you're always welcome. And well, we'll have that story from lawyer to developer anytime. I just don't want to bore anyone. That's why I don't tell stories about myself. But well, yeah, anytime, absolutely. I'll catch you in the next one. It was a pleasure, and I hope it was entertaining. Because a lot of people get bored with the games I play. Well, it was a pleasure, of course. It warms my heart 100%. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you had it, a unique opportunity. In this case, Sayona, a developer, a software quality assurance, and he worked for Ubisoft, pretty similar to the cases we usually see in this channel. So I hope you all had a blast watching me playing through Hellgate London with those incredible details that he provided to us. Once again, just like I said at the beginning of the stream, sorry that I've been unable to stream this week. I was extremely busy at work, but hopefully next week I will be able, as I've said, to go back to the usual schedule. Thanks once again to all of the followers of my channel who may watch this as a YouTube VOD or a Twitch VOD later on once my stream goes offline. You always encourage me to continue showcasing all of these forgotten gems and analyzing them just like they deserve to be analyzed. Because just like, I don't know, I've said Dungeons and Dragons Dragon Shard 1,000 times because I remember that one. But for example, Armies of Exego, as I've said, Advent Rising, all of those games deserved a spotlight, which certainly was... they were certainly overshadowed. They deserved a spotlight, which they never got. 100%. So, it was my pleasure, and see you all next time. Bye-bye. We'll hopefully be able to give these games the praise they never got from our small with our small contribution. It's been a pleasure. See you all